the grams to the trap. Quarter diesel connect. I made my bands off the smack. What? Money conversation, so we can't kick it.
It was eating. www.letterNumber.com. If you've been tuned in, look at an echo from somewhere.
Go ahead. Gotcha.
www.letterNumber.jamradio.com. I don't know why Corn acting like he don't know what the deal is.
Looking at me like I'm retarded.
It's Friday. He must got some good ass weed.
Something.
Nigga, this whole acting brand new.
Nigga, no.
What's good? I'm comedian Rillos. We got Mr. White in the building, comedian Cornelius White. What's up?
What's good? What's good?
And we got Miss Lovey on the ones and twos, passing out the cups.
Yeah.
Co-bartending up in here on the ones and twos. Just a little bit of everything. What you got going, Corn?
At this moment, Patty's pies go hard.
Oh. You were Thanksgiving late, bro.
I had a rough Thanksgiving, so I'm like trying to like soothe my I guess my Thanksgiving.
Find a bright spot in it.
Lack of Thanksgiving, because more or less I had an event for Thanksgiving, so I didn't get to eat pie, so I wanted some pie. So I went and bought a Patty's pie. They go hard. I normally don't buy and eat stuff like that, but
why you ain't bring none with you?
Because it's for me, and for me. Listen, I was having that inside moment to myself at home. I was like, you know what? Patty's pies do go hard. Let me say something about that today. So,
you a little bit late. Patty pie be hitting though. Usually when celebrities drop stuff recently it don't just be hitting like that, like off the jump. But Patty got it right.
Like straight up, they even had like a little, like I guess you would say, it's a certain taste in the crust of a pie that let you know that like somebody cooked it.
Yeah.
Right? And those have that. And I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, Patty gave all the details.
You see what I'm saying?
She ain't leave nothing out.
Like I'm dead serious. Like the crust has the taste of like maybe a couple of pies got burned somewhere, but something happened and I'm like, that's all right, man. And like
don't sleep on
and
it.
if you got a family like mine and like somebody may tear some shit up and things get roughed up a little bit around Thanksgiving and holiday
so
events.
hold on. Corn is not finna just come up here and skip over all the critical details.
That happened at your
The other day we
house.
was playing dominoes and he started telling me, but something happened. We ended up doing something, going outside or something, and he started telling me the story.
Listen.
So now you might as well go on ahead and tell the rest because you brought it up.
Keep it real with Rillos, man.
Yeah, gotta keep it real.
We is on real with Rillos. All right. So,
Let me share.
We're at a
Let me
family.
share the video first.
We're at a family event. All right. We're playing cards. Families like it's not that many people there either. It's like less than 10 people. Dead serious.
Okay.
Okay, social distancing. I see.
You know,
Yeah.
like social distancing at its best. So a melee started between my little brother and one of my little cousins, and I got between my brother and my little cousin because my little brother is he's a little bigger than him. He towers him a tad bit, and he got in my way a little bit too. So I'm like, dude, come on, like we're not gonna do this in the house. So I get between them, and you know what I mean. My brother has gotten to the point where he's gotten stronger than normal. And I'm like, what is going on? And I look at his eyes and I say, oh, I see. You went somewhere and you did something and you came back very, very quickly. And now your eyes glossed over. I don't know what you got, but you got something. So I helped get him to the door and outside, right? And we outside and there's an altercation between me and my brother because we same size, well not same size, but I'm big enough to handle it, you know what I mean? And if it get out of the situation out of pocket, you know what I'm saying, I can handle my own and we can do what we gonna do. So at the time, me and my brother, we had in this situation, then my brother and my little cousin, they end up having words, and then they words, for some odd reason, made more sense for him and him to have their situation versus me and my brother, because my brother, like, I'm not fighting your big ass nigga, like, I'm just letting you know, like, straight up, fuck the dumb shit, like, you big enough to hurt a nigga, leave me alone, no. But this other nigga, he shouldn't have said shit, let's get him. So this nigga, and they going after each other, and my aunt is kind of like, smallish, and she's like, you know, get out of the yard and y'all need to sit down, y'all need to stop and da-da-da-da. And she like, stop them. And I'm like, let me do my best. And in the midst of all of this, my aunt goes, you know what, I'm going to call the police because this has gotten out of hand. And she calls the cops, and the cops are coming. And as the cops are coming, we're going, let's get in the car and let's get away from here. Because, you know, quick, fast, and in a hurry. Nobody needs to go to jail at this point because ain't nobody got no bail money, right? So we get in cars and we drive off. For some odd reason, I leave my phone on the spades table because getting my little brother away from the house that the police are coming to, because he's a part of this situation, is more important than my phone at this very moment, because I ain't think of it, you know what I mean? But when I did start to think of my phone was in the hands of an Oklahoma, Texas phone massacre. My nigga had took my phone and like, I've never seen anybody take a phone and take the whole protective case and the phone off of each other like immediately. Like, I've never seen this shit.
Yeah, like he ain't gonna recognize it now.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, and then on top of that, you take that and then you put the case in a place that where it could easily be found if somebody just happened to fuck around and start searching for it, right? But at the same time, you tell me you're gonna help me look for my phone, but I found my phone protective case in your backpack.
Yeah, that's some crackhead shit right there.
So, back to my point of leaving and then coming back. So, people do that. And at this point in time, they've left, they've come back, and they strong, we fighting and all this other shit. And for some odd reason, the youth don't think. So, everybody, like, I don't think people understand, like, when I play shit out of my head, I don't care if I'm drunk or sober, right?
Still gonna have the same outcome for the most part.
Like majority of the time. So when I'm telling people, like, listen, this person left, this person was moving too fast, these people ain't trying to take my phone, because first off, I got a
process of elimination.
I got a Metro PCS phone, and it's not a valuable situation. So my thing is, who and why would who steal from me at this moment? Because I'm on unemployment, and black folks, listen, management, I ain't posted management in so long, like, that shit gone. Like, that's done. Don't steal from me. Don't take shit from me. But at the same time, right, we family. I love them. You know what I mean? And it's, you know, they say it's a sickness to be stupid, but shit happens, right? So
yeah, you real sick.
This
you sick.
I am. So this fool.
Did you whoop his ass?
No. But I did take his phone from him. I did. Cause see, like, that's why I didn't beat his ass. Cause he family, and sometimes you got to teach family valuable lessons. And I get it. Breaking his hand would be the most valuable lesson to teach. But at the same time, his mama's standing there, and I don't want to look in my auntie eyes.
Yeah, nah,
you know what I'm
you're
saying?
gonna start feeling guilty.
You see what I'm saying? I did that to your son. So what I did was I took his phone, but he was in the restroom. And he was in the restroom on the shitter. And see, people have plans, right? Because obviously, you know you fucked up. So what am I going to do to get away from you till you leave? I can't go in my room. I'm going to go in this bathroom.
So
You're going to be gone. I'm just going in the bathroom till you leave. And you in the bathroom. You just in the bathroom at this point because
he left his phone out.
No, his phone in the restroom with him. You just in the restroom on the toilet. So
what you do? Just open the door and snatch it and close it back?
No, I went in there and I was like, "Give me your phone," and he was like, "Nah." And my nigga put the phone between his, and I'm like, "You gotta be fucking kidding me." I got the phone though.
While he was sitting on the toilet?
Nigga, I got the phone. It's a situation. People are crazy.
So he put the phone under him while he was sitting on the toilet?
No, nigga, between his, like, under his legs.
Oh.
Like, come on.
While he was sitting on the toilet?
Yes, while he was sitting on the goddamn toilet. He didn't stand up. Which was, it's all awkward. And I'm like...
Yeah, ain't no way you robbing me on the toilet. I'm going to get up and pee on something.
Yeah.
I always save a little bit for the end, just in case.
In all honesty, right? Like, I could have just kicked him in the face and just beat the hell out of him. Like I have that. Like I have
No,
that
you
right.
you
And
did
I-
right, man. I
could've-
mean, it
could've
ain't no
took the
sense in
phone
coming
a
up.
rough way, but at the same time, it's like that's my people. He need to learn a
No,
lesson.
you
but
did the right thing, man. It ain't no sense in laying
It just
hands on
sound bad.
somebody.
It just sound bad. Doing
And all
the
they
right
gonna do
thing,
is
you know?
call. His mama already called the police, so you know he gonna call the police. His mama already called the police.
But at the same time,
He gonna call the police. If you'd have slid him, the cops would have been down here looking for you.
you know what I'm doing for Christmas?
Going back down there
I'll be down.
to apologize.
Hell no, I'm figuring something out for Christmas. I've never.
Tay at the window. What up?
We was just talking about you.
Yep.
My black ass is here.
He's in the
My
building,
black
y'all.
ass is here
Yes.
with pieces of fucking art.
Oh,
Okay,
my God. Oh, man.
These the ones I was talking about on the.
No.
Oh, what's the name? Just left too.
He did. Oh,
What's his name?
beautiful. Anthony.
Anthony.
I told him about you when I
Tell
was.
Anthony to bring his fucking ass back.
I was.
Tell him I'm fly.
This could stay at your house.
Bitch, I don't got no room,
Yeah.
so you gotta take it home. It's only 2 fly
Friend. She ain't got no room, friend. I was just at her
Yeah,
house.
don't put them in my car. I got
There
room.
is no.
I know you got room.
Rillos just said let him put him in his car.
I
Yeah.
know he can have him.
Yeah,
You got
right.
Baby done already decorated the room that
In
color.
real life, there is no room at my house.
I was just at her house.
Like,
Like,
she
art
was just
everywhere,
shit.
nigga.
The
I
shit
know.
was glitter all on my couches and all kind of stuff.
And she didn't do glitter for nobody else.
Like, it's like it's
She
stuff
didn't do glitter for
everywhere.
nobody else with me. She was like,
You want me to
I
steal
don't know.
So I do art for any budget. So I ain't talking about no $25 budget, but I'm talking about like some $75 budget. Oh yeah, I got
You want me to
with
steal it from
some-
Alexa?
No, you're not gonna
like her.
stop it. You gonna steal it from her. No, I believe in affordable art. I do. I believe in affordable art, and I can't do $25 art. It is.
No, can you make
but-
something like that for children, right? My baby was children, right?
Yes, I can.
Yes. You can commission her. We have her
Yeah.
information.
How
It's
big is
fairly-
it? Like, what's your budget? I don't even want to be like, what's your
Like, I want
budget?
that size like that.
Okay. Like her 2 pieces, like 150. That 2 pieces, like
I'd gladly pay $5 for that.
that's what I'm saying. That like I believe
First,
in affordable art.
first
I
like
do.
when you
I
talk
believe
about
in
buying
affordable
stuff,
art.
don't make eye contact with me.
She did lean in,
Yeah,
but she was
yeah.
trying to get that eye contact.
Nope, I'm not making no eye
I do
contact.
believe in people being able to afford art. I do have a few pieces that people be like, "Bitch, are you serious?" That be the price tag, but I do have a
Your
few
price
pieces.
tag is your price tag.
Yeah,
Well,
it
Touch
is.
by
I
Tay
got a
has-
few pieces.
has
I got a
came
few
through.
pieces that's like, damn, it's
We-
so touchy.
No.
We're a whole live, and she's
Yeah,
just
she
going.
gonna hold on, sis.
Pray
Set your
for
ass
Tay.
down,
Pray
Tay.
for Tay. Make yourself at home, Tay.
Please, Tay, sit down.
Take our
Like, we
pictures
didn't
out.
We weren't going nowhere yet.
And Corn is like, who is this just coming in talking?
Oh, this is Corn. This is Tay.
Corey, howdy. I'm
Corn.
sorry, I didn't even
He hosting over
myself.
mic with me tonight.
Yeah.
Howdy, I'm Tay. Well, I'm touched by Tay. Everything I do, I touch the shit. That's all I can explain.
Hopefully your touching is like more positive energy.
It definitely
What?
is.
That's all it is.
I promise that it is.
Yeah.
I promise.
So,
I promise.
cause I'm telling you, I got some negative ignorance that happened to me like a week ago.
Nah, nigga, that shit ain't over here. Don't even say that shit from a week ago. If it happened then, it don't matter now.
I hear
You
that. I
understand?
hear that.
Do you understand? If it happened then, it don't matter now.
She don't get you all the way together.
I ain't had shit to do with that. And I bet I don't know them motherfuckers neither.
No,
I bet I don't. And
We
I
don't
bet
even
I
know.
don't fuck with them
them
neither.
my people. Them my people.
Yeah. They can be your people, they ain't mine.
Yeah,
No, but his people fucked over him, basically. So the dude was on the toilet, the shit, the phone, the fucking, all that, the pies.
Pictures so I can get out.
Hold on, we live, friend.
Okay, I'm bye.
You ain't gotta leave. You ain't gotta leave, friend.
She could have
Oh,
walked
okay.
over there with you and took your picture.
Yeah. You can take him to
Y'all
go.
live, y'all be good.
All right, shout out Fonte.
Shout out to Tay came through.
How she even get in? She must have came to the green room. Oh, okay.
Well, my if that was how your Thanksgiving was, you should have just stopped by the house. Our Thanksgiving was great.
Oh.
KK made some stew with some.
Rolls.
Well, it was roast.
See,
It was mac and cheese, cornbread,
You didn't even know
green.
what you had. That's
Hey,
it.
that's how good it was. I don't even think most of it touched my tongue. It was going straight to my stomach. That's how good it was.
I didn't even
How
have
long y'all
turkey.
be keeping the leftovers for?
Well, I
Yeah.
was only lasted the day and maybe.
Yeah, ours didn't even make it them 3-4 days.
Oh,
There's some people still eating leftovers today.
I am. I'm people.
You-
I'm some people. I had a bunch of food.
Yeah.
I had to throw the catfish nuggets away, but I still got like baked mac and cheese and spaghetti.
I got
And
family members who won't leave. Like, they gonna stick around.
Yeah.
I don't eat leftovers anyway. After 25.
see, that's what, I don't know what's wrong with people.
I do.
My mom did it to me.
Huh?
My mom did it to me.
Nigga, I stay eating leftovers.
Right.
She cooked like so much food. It was 4 of us that she wouldn't cook again until everything that she cooked. So she be like,
Oh, okay.
But everything in free recipe. We eat spaghetti for 4 days straight before she cooked me and said, "The door, you got 24 hours." And I ain't
Oh Lord. You.
like.
Mm,
When the food was,
I'm gonna eat leftovers. Me, I live off leftovers.
well, just so you know, we didn't really have no leftovers after the first day or so.
Right. Well, it was just me,
Right.
so
Now,
you know, Nipsey wasn't.
she cooked for
feeling
like
it.
she cooked for like 10 people, plus some leftovers, and that was gone in about a day and a half.
Oh nah. I cooked for 10 people and it's still there because it's just me and Nipsey. And Nipsey full. He ain't want no more spaghetti.
No.
And it was like, man, get this shit out my face.
Yeah, you got to switch it up on him. Only give him one thing per day. So by the time he get to the 10th item, it's something different. You might be tired of it, but he won't be tired of it because it's new to him.
I'm gonna leave him at your house next time. Anytime. Y'all can watch him.
It was only enough for us in a day and a half.
Nipsey's a boy. Yeah.
I can't hear her. You probably can.
Yeah, I can hear her.
What she say?
She said I can have Nipsey over anytime I want.
Oh,
Play date with Mickey.
no, they might be beefing.
Nipsey don't beef.
Nah, Mickey be making dogs want to beef. I don't know what he be doing, if he be sniffing them too much or what.
That he know what he be working out for.
Small dogs are breedists. They like to be around their own kind.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
You think they'll get along?
I know they will. Nipsey's just a puppy. He's like 7 months. Yeah, so they got matching puppy energies.
Oh, okay.
What are you afraid of?
Oh, okay.
What have you seen your
Oh,
dog do
okay.
in the midst of a walk?
Nah, my dog don't do nothing. My dog know he'll get put out.
Tried to be with you and didn't win. Got to beat the horn.
Oh man.
I'll let the dog run away if it get to it. hey. Oh, I'm gonna open the door. If he leave, he leave.
Jeez.
If he love us, he'll be back.
Or,
That's fucked up.
Hey, sometimes you gotta let him live his life. You can't keep him in bondage. You love him, but you gonna keep him in bondage
He not in bondage.
forever. So let him go.
Dogs, no.
If he has a fence that he cannot get out of, he is in prison. You gotta let him go sometime.
So you said you didn't let Mickey out?
Yeah. I said I would leave the door open, and if he run off, he on his own. I'm not letting him go. He make up his mind himself.
Jeez.
So tonight we got an open mic that's going down. Is Cookie doing the show later?
No.
I saw something about her taking off. I didn't know if that was gonna be for some weeks or for the rest of the year, or I'm gonna be reading past the first 6 or 7 words.
Mm-hmm. Just like niggas.
I guess I probably need to finish that sentence, huh?
Yeah, she's gonna revamp and relaunch in January or whatever. Yeah.
We got a few more weeks here coming up. I think Christmas Eve is on. I hadn't even looked at the dates to see our show schedule, because I know we usually don't do a show on Christmas Eve. Oh yeah, we ain't doing a show on Christmas.
No, we're not.
Christmas Eve, jamming and cramming.
No.
All right. Yeah.
Sorry.
Well,
That's not gonna be the gift we give.
Next
cramming.
week is a show in Oklahoma.
I know, and Sherry got booked with Maurice.
Oh, she booked with Mo?
Well, I booked her with Maurice.
Man, why Mo ain't hit me?
Maurice? Because he booked Ken the Man, and I hit him up, and I'm like, nigga, how you book Ken the Man and didn't tell us? Like, we
Yeah.
could have hooked you up, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Oh,
And
cool. That's dope.
He was like, oh, I said, but I got somebody open for you. Slid Sherry right on in that hoe.
Maurice don't never. When Maurice is looking for shit, he don't have shit. It's
No.
like, hey, I need this, I need this, I need this.
He ain't got a bitch.
He might have the building and that's it. But as far as who he gonna have doing it and what, he don't be having nothing. So when he pop up like, hey, this is what I want to do, just ask him, hey, do you have a DJ?
Yeah.
No.
He got
Do
some
you
nice
have
ass
this?
buildings,
Do you have? Oh yeah, he got some nice. He did his job. Just stick to finding the buildings and let Love the Jam do the rest.
Right, facts.
Tonight we're gonna be at the Zumbarrow, 13101 Kuykendall Road. Some people call it Kirkendall. Just put in the GPS when they say that word, you know where to turn it. Myself and Mr. White gonna be hosting this open mic tonight. We got a bunch of different comedians coming through.
How was last week?
Cool.
It was great. We
Yeah.
actually were outside. The weather was great.
Oh yeah, that was a pretty night that night.
Yeah, we was originally.
Did y'all
supposed to
see
be
some
inside.
jokes? Some good jokes?
Yeah.
Mediocre jokes?
Yeah, I mean it's an open mic, so.
I know, but sometimes motherfuckers hit open mic and
Now,
kill.
see, at an open mic, it ain't the open mic ain't the time. Like we gauge people at shows. Like if it's a show and they're telling jokes, then we kind of like gauge how good a joke was or how brilliant a thought process. But as an open mic, it's just throwing stuff out there and kind of
Trying out
biting
material?
yeah, just trying out a lot of
Oh,
material.
okay.
Trying to
So-
see what works, trying to see what sticks, see
And
what's
then-
funny.
And then if it's like an open mic before a comedian has a show, now those comedians will do more set stuff because if they know they got 10 minutes on this show, they'll get up at the open mic and hey, can I get 10 minutes? I want to work on my set for tomorrow. So so then you'll get a whole set. But a lot of comedians don't do that or even think to do that
Yeah.
because we cool with the way we host. We ain't up here like, hey, get out. It's like, hey, you come to work out. You supporting us by even being here. We want to support you by letting you get a good workout in, not just get up, get down, and everybody forget who was on stage. We want you to continue to build
Take
on,
your time.
exactly.
See what you want.
I've been tagging you in a lot of little comedy stuff I've been seeing happening.
Yeah, you've been tagging me in people's stuff who really have like. You tagged me in Stacy's thing. Stacy's thing was canceled this week.
Oh, it
But
was
she
canceled.
usually does it. She usually does it every week.
And I thought that would be a good look.
Yeah, Stacy is like partially. Well, I don't know what's going on with that. But
Yeah,
I know
she
was
partially
on,
part of Lunch Jam,
Yeah, I
low key.
she was on Miss Charles' show.
Yeah,
So
Mr. Charles.
so yeah, I'll make it out there for one of those open mics. But like I said,
because you
her-
win like
spot on the
concert,
show.
maybe a little money, one of them. So
no, you win a spot on the future show, I think, and I think
it's
the
a
future
paid
shows
gig
are
though.
paid.
Yeah,
Yeah, so.
that's what I want to get
And
eventually.
then the other one you invited me to was Leroy the Third's open mic. And,
Oh, he was an open mic?
He was on the team too, partially.
Yeah, partially.
And his was on Thursday nights at the Main Street Lounge.
Oh, okay.
Now my thing is like when I leave here at 9:30, 10 o'clock, driving out there to go up at 11:30. Sometimes you gotta make that sacrifice, but I ain't making that sacrifice unless I'm on vacation. Cause you'll get out there like a lot of people don't realize the urban mics are cool. You gonna get your laughs here and there, but a lot of times they drag out the open mic. You could be three slots away, but host in between hosts, it'll be a whole hour before you go up because that host is doing. If a comedian do a good job, a host feel like he gotta do a good job instead of just here and bringing the next person off. So that I don't really like going to the mics that's like that. But when you go to certain mics and they say, hey, you got 3 to 5 minutes, like improv type, you know what you're getting there. But the urban mics, you probably won't be up until damn near midnight. I think the last open mic I really went to, I was like, I'm going. I got there like maybe 11:15, 11:20. I ain't go up to almost 1 o'clock in the morning. Now the club had a lot of people in it. I was getting laughs, but it was like, damn.
I deal with that every while.
I got, but and it's because the host is doing so much time in between
Well,
each.
you have people who either do the time in between, or they bring up their people, or they bump you.
That
back.
too. I ain't even get to that. I ain't.
Like,
That's a
it's
whole
ton of
nother-
things that happen that end up
That's
pushing you
politics.
back. And, of course, but at the same time, I just go try to get as much time in as I can work around the city with different mics, and I don't complain because, plain and simple, I got an open mic now, and voila, I'm gonna
Yep.
do what I gotta do. which is if I need to do 30 minutes up front to build my 30-minute set, that's what I'm gonna do.
No, we don't need you to do 30 minutes up front. Say 15. Do 15 up front and 15 at the end, or 15 in the middle.
If you gotta do 15 up front, 15 in the middle, 15 at the end, and 15 before I end,
Hey,
that's what
it's
I gotta
one
do.
thing if you gotta do 15 at the beginning. That's because hey, I'm waiting on people to get in. Like
Right.
it sounded like you was choosing to do 30.
Nah, well, yeah, choosing to do 30 is a.
You gotta do that. You can't do that at the beginning of the mic.
Yeah, you can.
Nah, if it's
I've
people,
watched people do it.
yeah. How did that go for you? Did you feel like it?
Well, after the people that they had watching them left and other
Exactly.
people filtered in, it just kept going.
Nah, you can't. Nah,
That's
you.
just what people
Your
do.
job as the host is not to walk anybody.
Well, certain people go, this is my open mic, I don't
Alright.
care. That's
Nah,
what they
you,
do.
you can't be out here walking folks.
No,
Now, if you say a joke and they don't like it, but the majority of the crowd knows it was a joke, and it's just hey, it didn't
course.
fit this person, and that person gets up and leave, that's not considered walking the crowd. If it's
but
getting
if you're
quiet,
working on your set,
if you're working on your set and you're walking the crowd, you should probably revert to a little bit of your older material somewhere in there, and then you
but
can
if
get
you're
back to working on your
if
set.
you're working on your set, then you just gotta work through the tough parts of it, because if you get to the tough part and people don't agree with what you're saying and they walk off and then you cut off your joke and then you try to run into some new material. Now all of a sudden you've confused the rest of the people that was paying attention.
No. I said if the majority of the people are still rocking with you, then you rock with it. But if it's 2 or 3 people, like you don't worry about that. If it's 10 people, you don't worry about that. If the majority is still there, like I ain't never had.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, all right, I got you. We on the same page then. But it's not the host's job to walk people.
It's not.
The host's job is to keep them there. If this comedian just killed, and I'm coming up as a host behind him, I'm not in a position to do 5, 10, 15 minutes.
Right.
It's like, hey, let's get the show. But at some of the open mics, it's like, hey, you just killed. This is my open mic. I'm gonna show you how to really kill, and you're not really killing because y'all not talking about the same thing. The audience was on that wave, and it's like, bring the next person up, and you trying so hard to kill that you end up beating a dead horse. And when you beating that dead horse, that's when people start walking.
I mean, I get all of that. Personally, I understand exactly what you're saying.
It's like sometimes it just takes too long to get to the fucking point.
Right.
It's in battle rap they call that a reach.
Nah, you gotta get
No, I'm saying sometimes some people it's like they set up for the joke be so long. It's like by the time they get to the punch, it's like you're like fuck.
Nah,
finally.
that's a comedian doing that. I'm talking about the host. It's not your job as a host to spend 5 or 10 minutes trying to set up a joke so you can hit it with the punchline on the 11th minute. That's not your job as a host. It might be a great story.
That's true, but that's basically what I'm saying. Like, I get what you're saying when you get to the point of somebody just killed, put somebody else up and let them have a good slot, or keep it going essentially. But at the same time, I understand if a comic go up and he try to catch that wave, because certain people go, well, you just killed, let me see if I can do the same. And I get that. Like, this your house, you got to be able to maintain.
If somebody just killed and you want to come behind them and kill, it shouldn't take you long to kill because they're already on the wave. The only thing you can do from that is flatten that ocean. It's already a wave, so it's not going to take you 10, 15 minutes to get to your kill. You're going to already come up killing because the audience is already primed and ready. They ain't got to start over. They ready.
No, that's true. But at the same time, what if the next comedian is new?
If the next comedian is new, they about to get this new work. Like it's on you.
It's kind of like sometimes the host needs to gauge that, because if the next comedian's new and he's not as good, and then all of a sudden he gets up and he says some unsavory material, really walks your crowd. Now what?
It ain't gonna. When he's saying unsafe, like if the host has built up the crowd to a certain point, whether somebody has killed or just got on stage and not killed, if they dragged it out and you see people walking, it's your job as a host to interrupt.
Right.
And now it ain't about Sandman and nobody off the stage. It's like, hey, I gotta protect my house. That's what you're doing in that moment. The comedian might feel disrespectful. Oh, they cut my mic off. Oh, they took the mic. You are walking people. Like, you're walking people.
It's an open mic.
It's an open mic. And if you walking people at the open, like
Like at the show,
People
if you
get-
walking people, get down. At the show, if you walking people, get down. At an open mic, if you walking people, 9 out of 10, they just start there for a second. Heard what
Okay.
you say, and they
You
get
know
up.
when you walking people.
Right.
It's
then well, that too.
Then they gonna make some noise getting up.
That too.
And they gonna make noise all the way to wherever they walk to. The car, well, this stupid ass, bullshit, and they might be yelling at you while they doing.
Right.
But that's when you're walking people. Now,
I know what that is.
if you ain't smart enough to know that you walking people by something you said, the majority of the people,
Some comics are new.
those are the ones you cut the mic off on. Who was the last new comic you saw walk somebody?
What, Grant Willard just walked somebody?
How many people?
Well, he was at a show. He walked like 3, 4 people.
Okay, that's 3 or 4 people at a show. That ain't a lot. Now, I've been at shows where local comics have been on shows, and people are literally have paid for their ticket. They're sitting there, and the comedian just going and going and going. You could be flashing them the light. They gonna do whatever they want to do, and then people just start getting up and leaving. I've done shows like that.
Right.
It's your job as a host to control the crowd. Like, even if I was a host of a show and I saw people getting up and leaving, even if that person might be doing a fairly decent job, not bombing, they could be getting solid laughs here and there. If I'm at the back of the room and somebody's getting up and I see people leaving, I'm going, hey, what's going on? I'm gonna figure out, like, hey, did they say something? If they might just be like, oh, I just gotta get to the house, I gotta go get these kids. But I want to figure out, like, hey, is this something that's going on? Because it's my job as a host / show producer, if I'm the one putting it together, to figure out what the audience likes. Because a lot of times, each one of these comedy shows, you're not getting a bunch of new faces at every single show. At the Improv, you might get a bunch of new faces because a lot of times people just stop there just because it's a show going on. But as far as the comedy shows that's being put on in the city, out of the city, you're going to get a lot of the very same faces who come to the show. So it's my job to be at the back of the room trying to figure out, hey, why you leaving? Was it something they said? Was it something I said? Is your food not coming out fast enough? What's going on? Because although the comedy is a job, putting together a show is a job too. You just put together the show next weekend in McAllister. You got to get the DJ. You got to get this. You got to get that. You got to make sure the people who said they coming are actually coming.
That's.
It's hard here in Houston.
But what I'm saying is, at an open mic, it's an open mic. At a show, you organize that to a point where you know your people on the show shouldn't be walking the crowd.
But
at an open mic, it's different.
It's different for the comedian on stage. It's not different for the person putting the show together.
No, what I'm saying is, at an open mic, there's different thought processes that's running an open mic. It's just people working out material. Somebody's gonna walk. Somebody's gonna disagree with something somebody said. That's fine.
I'm cool with that.
But at a show, if you put a show together, the people that's on the show, you should have enough confidence in the people that you book to not walk the crowd. That's what I'm saying.
Certain shows, they ask you, like I've done shows in the past, like early when I started, before I got on stage, where they literally ask you, hey, what you get on stage, what you talking about? Our headliner is going to discuss this is what they talking about. Do you have any of these jokes that you plan on doing?
Right.
And locally, I use a lot of stuff that I grew up on, so it's just, hey, me playing with my thoughts here and there.
Well, that's like a booking from like a club or agency of some sort, where you're getting like a college booking or something of that nature. That's not from like a comic to comic, and it may be because some comics do like
parodies of other comics.
No, not parodies, but they do black tie events, and like some comics have some shit together. They got some good stuff. So when they say, hey, do you curse or can you do 10 minutes clean, they really mean that, because they may be working with a group or organization that's trying to push them. So,
yeah, that's what kind of show they produce.
I mean, that's all the way around. So, I mean, I understand all of that. Like, my bookings in such a sense, I just kind of need somebody to be up there for 30 to 45 minutes that can bang. because it's country black people. They personally, you can't sit there and go, I'm gonna gauge what one black person likes versus the other. These
Nah, you
are
gotta
all
come with the group of
different thought processes. Nobody knows you. Nobody, like, I literally didn't put Ken Boyd's like his credits on the flyer because country people have that expectation to where if you have a TV cred or you gotta bring it from start to finish.
Oh, yeah,
What if he's not having a great day?
They want you to be telling jokes
You see
before
what
you
I'm
get on
saying?
stage.
Yeah, they want you to be banging. So therefore, I'd rather him to have that surprise and that aura for him to have that first time ever I killed this, I did this versus they was having an expectation. My picture's on a huge flyer. These country folks say I'm this. They see me when I walk through the door. So I'm just like, his picture's on the flyer. We got flyers posted and everything of that nature. But at the same time, he still has that surprise element of they don't know me in this motherfucker.
And also, that's another thing the host got to know too. Like when you was talking about maybe a newbie coming up, it's the host job to kind of set him up because the crowd will adjust. If they know, like, hey, like if it's a big show, you don't really say that.
And see, down here, because I'm learning so much from some stuff that I'm doing, down here, everything's different, right? Because, like, when we went to Atlanta that time, the host brought me up, like, real dry.
Yep, very dry.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
it's like you turned the switch off.
Yeah. So my thing is, you got to work to cut that switch back on, and I work to cut that switch back on. And like, I got 3 to 5 minutes. You got to cut that switch back on, and you get that first laugh, and then you keep pushing and you keep pushing. So I'm like, we do things differently down here. We give hospitalities, but in other places they don't, and it make it tougher. But at the same time, who's right, who's wrong, nobody knows.
Yeah, I'm always right.
Oh, Lord.
I'm gonna do it the right way. I'm gonna try to look. I want to see it from. It's like.
Cause you gotta see if somebody can, like in Houston. This is Houston, baby. I'm telling you right now, Pop. Houston, Texas. We got some of the we have the toughest city in the world when it comes to comedy. Cause
entertainment period.
Niggas in Houston don't give a fuck. If you can stop a nigga in Houston that's doing something or doing his job or participating in something for 2 seconds to go, that nigga funny, you won. Cause niggas value money, niggas value women over everything versus a comedian or a rapper. So therefore, me saying this is Houston and it's tough, this is, man, listen, we have some of our D-list comics go different places and take over because they be like, dog, you tight, and they be and we be looking at them like, for real? And dude done went from...
And see, y'all be looking at them like, for real, and I be looking at them like, who shit y'all down there saying?
No, it ain't that. It's just plain and simple. They went somewhere else. They got a different voice,
reception,
a different thought process, and people will accept that in different places versus here where we just go next because life is rough as shit in Houston.
Yeah, nah.
Give me something different.
And even I don't know, it's the host job. Like if a host don't know a comic, that's fine. But if a lot of the times when we go to these open mics, we know the person bringing us up.
Right.
We've done shows with the person bringing us up.
Right.
So, and even in our stage, we cool with the person bringing us up. It ain't even like it's no plex to anything. Like we all out here trying to do the same shit, and we ain't really competing with each other.
But you'll have comics that come off stage and complain about the host and how he brought them up.
And it's like, well, give me the respect you want.
Well, at the same time, like I said, can you dig out of that hole? Can you switch that light back on?
It ain't even about switching the light. It's a mutual respect. It's a brotherhood. You bring your brother up like a brother.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. If it's a brotherhood, you're an asshole to me, Rillos.
Yeah, I've heard that a few times.
Okay. Well, if you're an asshole to me and this is a brotherhood, everybody not gonna be nice.
Everybody ain't gonna be nice. But there is a thin line. Like I understand.
And that's why I say positivity, stay humble, because you may not understand what he's trying to teach you or that person trying to show you.
Man, it ain't about, like, I understand what you saying, but as a host, you're setting the table.
I know. And if you
don't put shit on the table for somebody.
And if you that host and you see a comic and you go, I've been wondering about you for a minute. Let me see something.
Let me raise the bar on you a little
No,
bit.
it ain't raise the bar. Either raise the bar or cut the light off. Either one. Let me see what you can do.
Okay.
You out here.
So you gonna do that 10 minutes when you see the fresh face getting ready to get on stage?
Nah.
Well, you right. That might work. You might. It's a lot of niggas out here. You probably want to quit comedy. Like, hey, you shouldn't even be out here. So I can see why you would raise the bar on a few niggas. Like, you know what? This needs to be your last night. I've been seeing you do this bullshit at all these open mics all over the city.
It ain't even that. Sometimes it's just you got to see who got what, who willing to do what, who's scared at what point. Certain people gonna walk off.
Shit, I done got walked off on. Shit, somebody told me, remember when we was in Streetport? What's the name say you doing, what, 15 minutes or something?
Yeah.
And then he left me up there, it was like 17 minutes.
Right.
And he was like, hell nah, it's time for me to come down. I said like 2 or 3 little bullshit jokes and then I came on down. I mean, but I wasn't expecting that. I knew I was getting paid, but I should have been ready for that. If I'm booked on the show and the type of show it was, I should have been ready for it.
But at the same time, like, that's what the game is, because you got to see who ready for what. Because if you go to a club and they book you for a club and you the host and they go stretch, right? Because the headliner in the back, and he done decided
and that's fine.
I'm finna chill for a little bit longer, tell him to keep going, and he say stretch. Now you done did your closing bit. What can you do? How much more do you have?
But that's one more,
Can
like,
you go
that's more
Matter
the
of fact-
easy part for me.
Matter of fact, it's a lot of people at that very moment come down. They don't know the stretch. They don't know how to keep going.
They wasn't expecting it either.
That's what I'm saying. But if you in the brotherhood and your brothers teach you that this is how things work, it's unexpected. You don't know who gonna do what. I don't know who gonna get to Oklahoma and do 5 minutes and be like, all right, y'all.
It depends.
See how that works?
You paying people before the show or after the show?
You see how that works? Because if you get up there and you go 5 minutes, all right, y'all, then I got to get back on stage.
Yeah, you got to feel that time.
You got to feel, yes, right.
Yeah, your headliner, if your headliner say, hey, I want to go on stage at 9, and I get up there at 8:05 and come down at 8:10, you got to go from 8:10 to 9 o'clock.
And
I wouldn't do that. Even
but that's what I'm trying to tell you, that this is the game, and this is the tricks of the trade, and this is what people have to teach you in the midst of you learning how to put on shows and do things. And at the same time, right, you got to stay humble enough and not get the big head and or not get angry at people because you feel like they fucked over you. You got to take it as love. It's a lesson.
Oh, I don't ever get angry when people fuck over me. Even when I went up at 1 a.m., I wasn't tripping. I went to Rillos and ended up going up after midnight. I wasn't tripping on the fact that I went up late.
I mean, I never trip on the fact. I never trip on the fact that I'm scheduled to go up at a certain time, and I end up getting bumped to a much later time. I don't trip.
Now with the bumping, like, we already established at our open mic. Hey, if it's headliner,
but at the same
comedian
time,
that's been killing, they they automatically going up. It ain't like all that. Oh shit, I know. Like, I know you host the open mic with me. So if you get there late and you just walk in the door, hey, you going up next. Or you ready to take over? I'll come up and do some time later if you. But as far as just your homeboy who. They shouldn't be bumping people, and a lot of those guys bump people.
And see, a lot of people that you go, that's your homeboy, or that's this. Those are people that basically you essentially can just, I don't know that person, because you don't know if this person is from out of town, if this person he just low key like hooded up.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know. It's a lot of comedians running around Houston right now. Like dead serious.
Just lost?
Right? No, not lost. I'm talking about entertainers that have come in for certain people, and they're here right now, and they just rolling around the city. Whoever their partner is or whoever their friend is, done told them basically which mic to go to, who to show up for, what, and that. But here in the city, we get to the point where we so antisocial versus this person or that person. We cut off everybody's blessings because other people go, well, I would tell you go over here, but them niggas don't fuck with me. And and all it is basically going, listen, whatever happened in the past, whatever is the situation between us, we can squash that shit because at this point we're all on the same playing field and we all trying to make money and we all trying to go forward.
A lot of times that shit just be like a misunderstanding.
It's simple misunderstanding.
Like, hey, I told you to come down at 5 minutes and you did 7 minutes. We could talk about that later. But if you gonna hold that over my head for the rest of your open mic life,
you see what I'm saying?
Like,
and it's people like that.
Yeah, it's
people
it's
just
a whole
like that.
lot of them.
And that shit wild to me because it's like, for real, you holding that? That's what you mad at?
Boys in the city would have a birthday party show, and then have an open mic the following week, and invite everybody who didn't make it to their birthday to the open mic. And if a comedian shows up, he probably ain't going up. He or she probably ain't going up until late because they wasn't at the birthday party.
Right.
Like, you let all these people in early. They wasn't at the birthday party, but since I'm a comedian, you gonna put me up at midnight because I didn't show up to you. You don't know what the fuck I had to do on Friday night. I might have had a radio show. I might have had my own open mic, but it was your birthday party.
People hold all types of grudges for all types of things, and me personally, I'm just like, if he didn't fuck your baby mama, turn it loose. If he didn't try to fuck your little girl, because a lot of niggas is older, like, and they got girls of a certain age, and like, if he ain't try to fuck your kid or your wife, turn that shit loose, move forward.
Not the kids.
Well,
yeah, it's some older comics.
There's some older comics out here. These niggas got 30-year-old daughters, and like, when your 30-year-old daughter is out here being friendly, just saying.
Corn said she can get it too.
Just saying, a nigga go, you know what? I fucked your kid, nigga, just for the fuck of it. I'm telling you, like.
And you're gonna be looking over your shoulder at every open mic.
You might be, but at the same time, you got that cop, and that's like, I did it to a nigga, you know what I mean? Like, that's how motherfuckers be wanting now, that flex. I did that shit.
Oh, okay.
So, just saying.
When he flex back. Coming hard.
Hey, just saying. Like,
cause you ain't got no daughter, so he gotta come for you.
That's why I don't mess with people's families and friends, and I stay away from people, cause I know niggas is ignorant. Yeah, now, but good. You gonna marry my sister? Nah, I'm good.
Nah, nigga, we just met.
Right.
She put an ad out on Facebook asking me to come over for Thanksgiving dinner.
Then she the mentally challenged sister.
Oh no.
Ain't got time for that. I'm good.
Oh no, I ain't never got that one, Mr. White.
You got to.
You know, I ain't attracted that yet.
You don't know. You don't know what's in your past.
I thought you were looking at your phone. I thought you was gonna show me a picture of her. Hey, so tonight we about to be at the Zone Barrel cutting up. I'm not even sure who's coming out tonight. I know Mr. Ochoa, he posted on Facebook and said he was coming back. One of the comedians left a tablet last time. Did they ever get it?
Yeah, I think AAA.
All right, yeah. So, I mean, shout out to the venue because they found the tablet and held on to it.
Right,
and,
right.
you know, given a time and location, a lot of times that's rare. So we at a trusted venue. Just know that. But I know he's coming. Do you know anybody else coming? I think Lil T said he might stop by too.
Honestly, I don't know. I haven't even been thinking about posting it harder at this point because I was like, we posted it in the group. They posted it on the chat wall. They might show up. They might not. People in and out of town. So I posted it late, so I don't know. And ain't nobody said nothing to me.
Well, comedy, like a lot of times people be like, hey, I got to post a flyer for this early. With the comedy, it's, you know, day before or hours before because a lot of times people looking for something to get into.
Right.
And then they know, like, hey, it's an open mic over there in the back of their head. They know, oh, shit, it's Friday, I'm going to slide by there because a lot of us really don't be having nothing
It's
to do.
Friday, 9 out of 10, we close to somebody's house.
Yeah.
That's on the north side, so they probably come through.
Yeah, so we gonna definitely build this open mic up. I've been talking to people, you know, throughout the week about coming through, so we should have more people there tonight. But if you are a comedian coming out, just come laugh, have a good time, spit your jokes, work on your jokes, and you know we grateful for anybody that come up. Sign the list.
Right.
Sign the list, and you gonna go up. I'll be doing either the first half or the last half of it, you know, depending on how we go. But we just gonna get out there and have some fun, drink up, eat up. You got some jokes?
Come through.
All
Tell
right.
some jokes. Come
We
say-
got
come
the
say
first
what you
name
got
on
to
the
say.
list.
You was up here
First
talking.
name on the list.
You was talking about business and everything, so therefore I know you got some stretch jokes in there. But
Yeah.
listen, business is a hard thing to start up and run. So yeah,
If it ain't fun, y'all still laugh.
Yeah. We'll work on that.
that ain't.
Here you go.
If it ain't fun, still
There we go. Oh, she can't hear. So yeah, come on and rock with us. We're gonna have some fun tonight. Is there anything else? Visit tomorrow at the Loud Fest tomorrow. She'll have a booth. I got some personal stuff I'm gonna be taking care of tomorrow, so I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make it out there. But tickets are $10 in. Make sure you visit her, get an interview, and she got a lot going on. Are we doing a verses on Sunday?
Nope.
No verses this
I
Sunday.
haven't heard from JB and them, and I'm not finna,
Yeah, what have we been at? All right, cool. We'll get it together. I mean,
Somebody is valuing their free time.
it's the holiday. I know, love
Like,
it.
nope, quick.
Usually, Lovey be calling and everything. You doing your show?
Right.
I ain't getting no flyer.
Not,
yeah.
Nope.
Enjoy your vacation, Lovey.
Fuck it. I'm not finna chase nobody down.
So come on and rock with us. We're gonna turn up and have a good time. And I don't think we're doing the show next Friday because we're gonna be headed out of town. So just rock with us, roll with us. Me and Mr. White.